What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about KASPA. And I really don't think you guys are going to like this video, but I would appreciate it if you hit the like button and you subscribed, and we can carry on with our lives. Let's get on with this, okay? We're at 17.67 cents, okay? Yes. I'm the guy that when we were at 14.7 cents, I was calling for us to go down to, I think, below 12 cents is what I was saying, right? But around there. We went even lower. And then down here, I was like, we'll probably keep going and we'll go down to 8 cents. We might get some kind of retracement and then we'll move down, right? We got the retracement up here. I was like, yep, we're going down. Below this is probably going to be around 8 to 9 cents, right? Something lower than this nonetheless, right? And it didn't happen. We kept moving up, right? There was this news that came out, right? That a tier 1 exchange is going to list KASPA, adding to the momentum 20 hours ago. Tier 1 exchange, Kraken, which I think is debatable that Kraken's a tier 1 exchange, right? I mean, they're an American exchange. That don't make them tier 1, right? They're a little bit better than Gemini, right? But like Coinbase and Binance, maybe Bybit, those are tier 1 exchanges, right? But Coinbase, but anyways, whatever. Kraken, tier 1 exchange, Kraken. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm not sophisticated enough to understand these things. Recently announced it will list KASPA on November 19th. It is the 19th, today, right now. Technically, where I'm at in America, in the United States, it is the 18th still. So tomorrow will be the 19th. So we'll probably see this buy the hype, sell the news date be tomorrow, sparking a 9.5% over the past 24 hours. Yeah, I'm sure that's what sparked it, right? Maybe it did, right? Maybe that's what sparked, maybe this news is what sparked some people to buy. Something tells me the price was going to move up with or without that news, but that's how technical analysts are. We believe the charts more than we believe the news. But anyways, you're getting overbought, right? You're in your overboughts, and that doesn't mean you have to turn around, right? I would think that you press higher. This is a good look. You do look good in your daily RSI, but this news is what's holding me back. I do believe you're going to see a bit of a retracement. I do believe you're going to pull back, maybe not now, maybe for the rest of today, between now and the next 12 hours from now, maybe 8 hours from now, who knows? But soon, right? Very soon, over the next, I would say within the next 12 hours or so, you'll probably top off and correct. You might get that initial pump. You're at 17.7 cents now. You might even see this thing break out to new all-time highs in that time. But I would bet 24 hours from now, when I make my next CAS video, which I will make tomorrow, just to check in with the price action, I would bet you're lower, dramatically lower than this price is now. So normally with these things, they call it buy the hype, sell the news for a reason, right? I don't know when this news came out. It says 20 hours here, but I'm pretty sure this news has been out for like a week or so. The people that first heard this news probably bought down here, right? And that's when I say the people who first bought this news, that's not the public. That's the insiders, right? The people who, because somebody wrote this story, right? Somebody told that person to write the story. Somebody told the person who told the person to write the story. They told the person the news, right? There's anytime you hear news, it's been out for a good amount of time before you hear it, right? You're the last person to hear it for a reason. You're the last person to hear it, right? So that's why they say buy the hype, sell the news, right? You buy the hype whenever you heard it, right? And then when the news comes out on the 19th, you sell it, right? The hype is so that it drives the price higher, so that it provides a good amount of liquidity for people to sell, for people with bigger bags to sell. I do believe KASPA will still see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle, but I'm curious. And the reason why I want to make another video tomorrow on KASPA, I'm going to do back-to-back day-to-day videos on KASPA, which I haven't done in a long time, is because I am curious to see how this is received, right? A lot of people in KASPA, all over crypto, whatever coin it is, they've been waiting for their coins to get listed on a tier 1 exchange. Anytime anybody talks to me like that, I'm the person to be the bearer of bad news, right? I'm like, hey guys, I hate to break it to you, even in coin communities that I'm a part of that want tier 1 exchange listings, right? Tier 1 exchange listings are nice. They promote a lot of growth and a lot of value, and a lot of volume comes in, right? But when the coin is listed, here's the logic, okay? When the coin is listed on a tier 1 exchange, do you think they're still accumulating that coin? Do you think a tier 1 exchange would list a coin without potentially having enough coins to sell to their clientele, without they themselves believing that they have their bags packed up enough where they could sell the coins to the clientele? They have enough reserves for people to buy from them. Do you think that when they list a coin, it's after they're done accumulating or while they're accumulating, right? Let's think logically here. Logic would dictate that maybe they're not done accumulating, but most, if not all, of the accumulation of any coin takes place before the listing. And that makes sense because 95, if not more, % of the time, when you get a tier 1 exchange listing, you see the coins dump within a very, very, very short amount of time, whether it's a day, whether it's an hour, whether it's a couple of weeks. It doesn't have to be immediate. And the reason for that, the logic behind that, right? We could take, I don't know, we could look at Pepe. Let's look at Pepe. Pepe's a good example, actually. Right, Pepe this cycle. We'll go on crypto here, okay? Pepe. Is it Pepe? I thought, yeah, Pepe, isn't it on Binance? Is it not on Binance? Okay, I thought it was, yeah. Binance here, go there, all right. Pepe. It came out on Binance. Actually, let's get it to the day, right? Let's get it down to the day. Came out on Binance on May 5th of 2023. May 5th. That's so crazy, man. I remember Pepe like it was yesterday. And 2023, it just doesn't even feel like it's existed that long. I've got this chart on here with all the ribbons and stuff, but pay no mind. We're going to go back to May 5th of 2023. All right, let's get it. Hoo-hoo. Kind of crazy, isn't it? That May 5th was the top of Pepe. The same exact day that Binance listed it, and it had initial pump, sure. But that's not the initial pump, is it? We look at the all-time history. That was the end of the pump. I have a question for you. When Binance listed Pepe up here, right, because this is the Binance chart, but this is the all-time history chart for Pepe. So when Binance listed Pepe up here, were they accumulating more Pepe? Or did they stop accumulating it and then they sold it to the clientele on Binance, the people that wanted to buy it at these high prices, which is what exchanges always do or normally do, right? It's very clear that Binance, whether they started buying here, whether they started buying here, they did not start buying here when they listed. They were buying well before. They were the reason for the pump, probably the biggest exchange in the crypto space. They were the reason for this pump. And now they're not buying anymore. Their bags are packed. They're loaded. They have enough to sell to you, the clientele, which means they're not buying anymore. Crypto exchanges are some of the biggest, if not the biggest, investment vehicles, institutional vehicles that come into coins, right? Whenever that buying pressure goes away, there's only selling pressure, or there's a lot more selling pressure, right? They're selling it to their clienteles. They are the ones that are literally dropping it on you guys. They're getting rid of it all, selling it to you, right? And it's not just Binance, it's all other traders, exchanges, whatever, people too, but kind of a coincidence that to the day, that's what happened, right? And if you want to go back in time and look at really any coin that gets listed on Binance or Coinbase, the real top tier 1 exchanges, even go back and look at Kraken. Here's why I want to check on KASPA tomorrow, is because Kraken, I don't actually think is a tier 1 exchange, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Kraken is a bigger exchange. It is a bigger centralized exchange, but I would call it a tier 2 exchange. Oh, wow, it's already, look at this. They already got it. Wow, that's crazy. But it is a bigger tier 2 exchange. Because it's not a tier 1 exchange, they might not acquire as much. There might not be as much buying pressure that evaporates for it to affect the price too negatively for KASPA. I do expect tomorrow/today that we will sell off. I do. Maybe whenever we get that initial like opening trading availability on KASP, maybe you do get that initial pump like we did with Pepe, and then you dump. But I would expect some kind of correction. What I want to see is how deep does that correction go? Do you do something, and it's not appropriate to take a high here, so I'm not going to, but do you do something that ends up in a lower low than this? If so, those 8-cent target, 8-cent to 9-cent targets that I was talking about come back on the table. Do you form a higher low in like trajectory and proportion with this? Do you find a low here at previous areas of support? If the answer is yes, dude, you're going to new all-time highs by the end of, maybe by the end of November. If not, it's definitely sometime in December, right? And by the end of the year, you're going to be up a lot higher. You're going to be up above 26 cents, 30 cents, something like that, right? It's going to be phenomenal. But it all depends, I think, on what you do. I want to see what you do, not just in the next 24 hours, but over the next like week or so, right? I want to see how this reacts. If you just keep moving up, and maybe you blow up, maybe you just move up incrementally, which I would think it'd be better if you just moved up kind of slowly, right? Which you're kind of doing, which does give me hope that this could be received as not so negatively of an impact. I want to see what it does. All right, I'm not as bearish on KASPA. It's hard to be bearish whenever you're looking at the price action like this. It's not hard to be bearish whenever I take this news into consideration. It actually makes me more bearish in the immediate term, where a lot of people, I think it might be the contrary, but I think a lot of people, that they're thinking logically, it's a good thing to have this exchange available for my coin to transact. We have a bigger on-ramp for inflows of volume for people to buy and sell, right? It's another avenue for this thing to be available. That's a good way to look at it. And for the long term, it's a very fundamentally positive thing. But for the immediate term, everything else that I was talking about with the exchanges buying beforehand and then they sell once they list, short term, it's not as good. It's not as good. And this could be the catalyst that ultimately makes KASPA go below these lows. Is this thing that everybody in the KASPA community has been waiting for. And it says tier 1. They're not a tier 1 exchange, you guys. I don't know. No offense to Kraken. I like Kraken. I use Kraken. You know, not as much as I use Coinbase. Not as much as I used Binance back whenever I was allowed to. This video has gone on longer than I wanted it to. I just wanted to put some perspective in there, guys. All in all, the charts do look somewhat strong, okay? But I really want to see what you do by the end of today. And I really want to see what you do by the end of this week. So we'll be keeping a close eye on KASPA over the next week. You can expect regular videos. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I really do think that you could press on to 19.2 cents over the next like 12 to 18 hours. Maybe I should say like 12 to 16 hours. But by the end of the day, I'm expecting you to give it all back and it's red. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong, right? If we're up here by tomorrow's video, I'll be ecstatic for you guys. I'll be ecstatic for all the CAS holes out there, man. All you CASPanauts. I don't know what to call you. Look, if anybody takes offense to CAS hole, first off, this is crypto. I don't know you. I'm not trying to insult you. Okay? It's nothing personal. Take the salt out of your butt. I don't know, right? I didn't call you guys CAS holes. I did just now. Somebody in the CAS community, whoever they were, they're the ones that told me that. And they validated it. They're like, we're CAS holes. I know we're CAS holes. I see how people talk, like we're CAS holes. We own it. Like that's that. I said that for the first time like months ago, and somebody wrote a whiny comment about it. And it's like, look, man, I'm not trying to attack you, right? I'm trying to give you a cute pet name. I think if I was in the KASPA community, if I held it, I would be proud to be a CAS hole. I think it's kind of funny. I'm not trying to attack you, okay? I would be happy for you. I'd be happy for all you, let's call you CASPanauts if you're soft. CAS holes if you're not. If you've got, I'm not going to say it. If you're just not a baby, I guess. If you're up above 19 cents tomorrow and you're staying above 19 cents, I'll be very happy for you guys. But if you do what I'm expecting, which is you close red, I'm just saying, man, that 8 cents target comes back on the table. And it officially doesn't come back on the table until you take out that low, but it's something more seriously to consider. Right now, I'm not considering it as seriously, but if today closes red, yeah. So anyways, guys, that was a weird ending. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.